Hello again and welcome to Skilled Reviews, the channel where I give you my personal opinions and rankings on the best anime for you to go and watch right now. For today's fourth installment, I'm going to be talking about one of my top 5 favorite shows of all time, Psycho-Pass. But before we get into the video, please make sure you go ahead and subscribe. I make about 3 videos per week and you don't want to miss out on the next one. A quick disclaimer, Psycho-Pass does contain some very mature themes, so please keep that in mind in watching this one. That being said, let's get right into the video. Psycho-Pass debuted in the anime world in 2012. That's 10 years ago. It takes its inspiration from many Western films, including The Matrix and Blade Runner. But I would argue if you take away the nostalgia factor for these movies, this dystopian series is better than both. This futuristic dystopian cyberpunk show takes place in Japan. The governing power is known as the Sibyl System, a biometric computer network with intermittent scanners at your school, job, streets, and even integrated into your personal technology, where your mental health and mental capacity are all on display. This scan of your brain archives your brain activity, or Psycho-Pass, as both a numeric number and color, which indicates your sanity and attraction to criminal activity. This Psycho-Pass is what determines your education, profession, and ultimately whether or not you are of use to society. This story takes its narrative from the viewpoint of one, Akane Tsunemori, an incredibly gifted individual whose Psycho-Pass is nearly perfect. She graduates with honors and is given a choice to work in practically the field of her choosing. Rather than taking a more affluent position, she elects to work within the Criminal Investigation Department. She's a rookie and paired with the head inspector, Ginoza, a man who is seemingly cold and ruthless. In the first episode, Akane is immediately thrown into the fray. She discovers that the department is equipped with a gun known as a Dominator, a weapon that when aimed can register another human Psycho-Pass and then pass judgment on what form it takes. Not only that, but the department uses criminals, whom they call dogs, to sniff out any crime that may take place. The most interesting of these dogs is Kogami, who seems to have more at stake than just being a glorified bounty hunter for a paycheck. This ragtag group of criminals, Akane and Ginoza, are on call at all hours to enforce order. If anyone continually misses a scan of their Psycho-Pass or has a high probability for violence, they are called to the scene. And this show spares no visual representation for violence, showing horrifying images of murder and assault in a way that can be quite unnerving to the viewer. But with that being said, the imagery isn't for no reason. It puts on full display the horrors of this world, even our current one. Psycho-Pass cements itself into my top 5 shows of all time because of the questions that it forces the viewer to answer. Where there's value in human life, the difference between right and wrong, whether truth is relative or absolute, preemptive capital punishment, the impact society and its roles play on everyday life, and so many more. For every episode of this show, I felt like I was learning more about how I perceive the world than just watching an anime. And the contrast between the villain and our main cast is incredible. The villain, Shogo Makishima, would have to go into my top 5 villains ever made. If you enjoy literature, this character arguably has the most depth of any I've ever seen. Every episode you get a deeper glimpse into who he is simply by what he is reading. But you really have to be looking. He can be seen reading or reciting books like 1984, Shakespeare, The Most Dangerous Game, and even the Bible. I'd almost compare him to a Moriarty-like character in that he has orchestrated crime at a national level, but the depth of his character far surpasses the likes of Moriarty. For Psycho-Pass's first season, it has to go into the yes tier. If you can stomach the violence and assault of the show, the meaning and intent is completely in a league of its own. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely give this one a recommend. And as I'm making this video, you can go watch it right now on Funimation, Hulu, or Amazon Prime. If you've watched this far, thank you so much for supporting the channel, and here are other few videos for you to maybe go check out, but please be sure to give this video a like and go ahead and subscribe. You don't want to miss out on the next video. Also, please comment if you'd like to see some anime reaction videos. Both my mother and sister have not ever seen anime, and I think it might be a fun way to introduce them to it. Anyways, I'm Sam, and this has been Skilled Reviews. See you in the next one.